Time to rinse it again. Today I'm going to show you how I clean the mini split to keep it running perfectly. 3 years ago I bought this mini split, installed it myself with a DIY kit from Mr. Cool, and it's been working perfectly. Today I'm going to walk you through the steps I use to keep it clean so it works all summer. We use this unit starting around Memorial Day, and it pretty much stays on continuously until Columbus Day. And for the past 3 years it's been great. Let's get started. First thing you got to do is shut the power off and go ahead and get this shroud taken off. Take your pre-filters out, bring them over to the sink and wash them. Just water's good. You don't really need any soap. Once you get your cover off, you can see it's pretty dirty. I've taken it apart far enough that I can clean it right now. So I've taken the louvers out. Now you have access to the fan, and you can see there's a lot of dust built up in there. And then you can get to the coil, but you can see the coil. The coil is actually pretty clean, and that's probably because I wash those pre-filters that I put in the sink to clean. I wash those every couple weeks, or at least I try to do it every couple weeks. And that keeps a lot of the dirt and debris from building up on that coil. So, next step, we got to get ready to spray some coil cleaner, and I'm going to use a brush to clean that squirrel cage fan. Okay, so what I did is I just took a big trash bag, cut it in half, and taped it to the wall. And I'm going to go up there with a brush in a minute, and I'm going to brush off the squirrel cage. I'm going to brush off all the dust. It should come down. Most of it should get caught, and it'll go right into that bucket. And whatever doesn't come into that bucket, I'll just vacuum up when I'm done. Once we get that done, we'll go ahead and spray some coil cleaner on there. Alright, that's a little more stubborn than I thought it was going to be. I've got most everything cleaned off with a brush. It's still not quite as clean as I'd like it, so I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I've got this coil cleaner that I would normally spray on top on the coil, and I'm going to spray this on the squirrel cage fan. I know you can probably take the fan out, but where I'm working on it over here in this corner, I don't have a lot of room. I don't have a lot of room to slide that cylinder. It's too close to the wall on that one side, so it's a little more than I want to do all by myself. If I had two people and we had a ladder, and I think I could probably do it pretty easily. But anyway, so I brushed the fan out with a paintbrush and a hard bristle brush, and I'm going to try some of this. I may regret doing this, but that's what I'm going to try. Now this coil cleaner is self-rinsing, which means it'll foam up, it'll break down, it'll drip down into the condensation pan and then out the condensation line. So we don't really need to rinse it, but I'm using it in this application. I may end up having to get a spray bottle or something up there to rinse it off. Finish cleaning, but I guess you're going to find out just like I do. Now we'll spray it on the coil like it's supposed to be. I guess we'll let that marinate for a minute and see what happens. It's a little dirtier than I thought it would be, and I'm not going to let it do the self-rinse. I've got a pump sprayer here, and I got plastic on the wall and all that, so I'm gonna rinse the squirrel cage fan. Okay, time to rinse it again. All right, that got a little more involved than I thought it was going to be. Typically, I would just brush it out with that paintbrush. This year, for whatever reason, there was a lot more dust and dirt on that fan. So I guess this is probably the better way to do it anyway. This is cleaner now than it's ever been since I installed it. So I guess the thing to do would be to just plastic everything off and get ready to make a mess and use that coil cleaner, because the coil cleaner really cleaned everything up nice on that fan. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to modify what I do a little bit differently from now on. I'll just skip the whole brushing part and hit it with some coil cleaner, and then hit it with that pump sprayer, and it'll probably save me a lot less aggravation, a lot less time in the future. But I guess we're going to let this drip dry for a little bit. I'm going to go outside and get the coil on the condenser sprayed. So the outside's pretty easy. All we have is this condenser down here, and I usually just spray off the coil as best I can from the outside. Get all the dirt and debris out of there, and try to spray it through from the inside. I should take the top off, but it really doesn't look that bad, so I'm not going to. I take the coil cleaner, all right, we'll let that set for a little bit, and we'll come back, and once the foam's all gone, I'll just give it a quick hose off. But that's usually all I do on the outside. All right, if I did everything correctly, this should turn on. All right, we're winning. We got it all back together. I got this thermometer. I'm going to put this in here and see what it blows. All right, you probably can't read that, but it says 40 degrees. So this is a win. All right, what did I learn on this one? The brush, not really worth it. I guess, I mean, I've been doing it, and obviously it wasn't doing a good job because it wasn't really that clean. So I think if you were just take it apart, spray that coil cleaner on there, rinse it off with some water, be good to go. I used the trash bag, taped it to the wall, and it worked pretty good for the most part. But you can buy shrouds off of like Amazon for like 30 bucks or whatever. I'll link one in the description for you if you're interested. I'm probably going to get one of those next time. And the other thing I'll put in the description for you is the coil cleaner. The coil cleaner worked fantastic. I'm not sure I even got a close-up shot of the squirrel cage fan, but when I started it was black, and when I was finished it was blue, so it's clearly clean. And this Mr. Cool unit back here, it's a metal squirrel cage fan. It's not a cheap plastic thing. So yeah, so far so good. Yeah, here's to a good summer with Mr. Cool and keeping his house nice and comfortable for the summer. And I guess that's it for today. If I can do it, you can do it. Like
life is good. Thanks for watching.